Hi, I'm Johnny Kalinowski, and I'm the director of Mad Cowford Improv's 48-hour film project 2013, One and Change. This is a film that we had to create, write, film, and edit in 48 hours. We knew we wanted to do a musical. No matter what we were going to do, we were going to do a musical. We were going to try to do a 48-hour musical. The cinematographer was Doug Dorsey. He starts us off with this great crane shot, which was on an active railroad track, so it had to be set up and broken down pretty quickly because didn't want a train to ruin it. This is Nick Davis as our main character, the hobo Greg Hansen, storyteller, which was a character we had to have in this film. Those clothes he bought at a thrift shop, and they smelled quite bad. We filmed at Intuition Ale Works, which used to be located in the Riverside area of Jacksonville. It was so hot in that room. So we had to use a line of dialogue for this. The line of dialogue was just one question: why should I? And when we were writing this, we figured let's lean into the line of dialogue and make it essentially our constant refrain and our chorus ultimately. We have our first cut. We tried to use as few cuts as we could throughout this film. And there's a fan, which Mike got to sit by the fan. A fan was our required prop, and as hot as it was in there, he was the luckiest one. And here we have Mike Smith as Average Joe. This is actually my voice singing, but Mike is performing the part because he is better looking than I am. Everything here is filmed on a dolly. We had to write this entire film essentially Friday night into Saturday morning, at least get the lyrics and the general music to it. We decided we were going to do a Prohibition-era morality tale. So essentially we had to lock our lyrics and our songs Saturday morning, because then we had to film Saturday afternoon into the evening. So after we wrote the musical through the night, we recorded it around 8 o'clock in the morning, and then we were off to the set to film. Here is Lyra Hall and Rick Spruill, both very talented people. If you noticed in the first part, Mike handed Lyra a dollar bill, and that dollar bill is going to go from person to person. Part of our idea for this whole thing was that every character has a little secret or a little darkness to them that they have to confess. Everybody thinks tomorrow is going to bring something better, but are they actually going to change? Doubtful. The person who just walked across the camera and did a disguised cut there was Alan Caudill, who was one of our editors and also created some of the graphics for the film. This is Creed Bolin as our gangster. The music was done by Casey Ratchford. He came up with the actual music as well as the kind of rhythm of every character, and I think he did a great job of having something distinctive for each character, even though this is essentially the same song sung by every character. It's a little bit different for each person. Casey did this all on GarageBand. And poor Matt Flagler gets beaten up quite a bit. I love the joy on the face of all the gangsters who are abusing him.
One blood is such a thrill. Picasso ain't got shit on me.
And that might be my favorite line of the entire thing.
One more kill. Let's get him.
And now the dollar bill makes its way now to Rachel, who I had to call when we finished the story and say, Rachel, your dark secret is that you are secretly a man. I'm not sure she was too happy about that at first, but I think she got over it and she got really into the part. Rachel is definitely a woman. And here is a next use of the fan that was our required prop. So we have these Oriental fans. The lyrics also refer to fans. This next thing, people thought it was a cut, but this was done entirely in camera. One of my assistant directors, Jessica, was cracking the whip to make sure people got into place just in time, so we could do this entirely on a dolly.
Just one more, I'd sure like to try.
Just one more, tomorrow I'll change.
Just one more, till the only goodbye. Just one more, tomorrow.
And now we come to the big finale, where we kind of doubled up and tripled up our recorded voices from earlier. And again, we're really leaning into the line that we had to use and figured let's just make it the entire chorus of it. This was filmed on a hydraulic lift from a high angle. And finally the hobo Nick gets the dollar. So 48 hours we made this film. We hope you enjoyed it. As inspiration, I had everybody who was working on the film watch the sketch Porcupine Racetrack by a sketch group called The State, who did a show for MTV in the 90s, and that was sort of our template, our inspiration for the way that this would go. It was an exhausting 48 hours, but I think it turned out well. We had a great cast, great crew, all of them credited here. I haven't been able to name them all, but we were very, very thankful for all of their work. We hope you enjoyed One and Change.